Deborah Hicks-Amamu, and today I am here to discuss the procedures for assessing speech sound disorders, how this can be seen in schools, and possible roadblocks that happen. So first of all, I will say I am fortunate to be at a school that has a full-time speech and language pathologist on site. All schools do not have this. So my procedures may be a little different than someone who is at a school that does not have an SLP on site. So our first step usually starts with a general education teacher. The general ed teacher is with the students most of the time. They hear them speaking in the academic setting, but they also hear them speaking with peers in more casual settings also. So that general education teacher is usually going to be the first one to notice some speech deficits, shall I say. When the teacher notices that, she'll usually just contact the SLP and say, hey, can you just come by and have a conversation with Johnny real quick and tell me what you think? Depending on what the SLP hears, she may say, no, that's, common for this age. I think it's fine. Or she may say, yes, I do hear some errors there that could be problematic, and I think we should refer this child for additional testing. If that's the case, our lovely speech language pathologist takes the lead on that. She arranges the meeting, she contacts the parent, and she works with the general education teacher and the parent to get information needed for this full evaluation. She may request for checklists to be filled out that asks questions about the child's speech and language and interactions with others. She may also ask for work samples from the teacher. She may be asked to write an impact statement, which is just a statement saying, how does this child's speech language deficits impact them in the general education setting? So once the SLP collects all this data, she does her evaluations. I don't know the depth of it, but I know she does start by actually checking the mouth, making sure, everything, teeth, lips, tongue move the way it's supposed to, so that the child actually has the ability to physically make the sounds also. And then she does like the OWLS test. Once that's all done, we'll hold another meeting where we go over the results. And at that point, she will say, yes, the child qualifies for speech services, or no, the child does not. If the child does qualify, then they will receive an IEP, and which will spell out the accommodations and things that we will be doing to help that child with that disorder. Personally, again, like I mentioned in the last video, I did not make referrals when I was first beginning to teach. And if I did, it was for obvious speech errors. Language disorders were, I did not learn about the look-fors until I moved into the special education setting. I started out in general education, and in general education, nobody told me the look-fors. Oh, if the child is having problems with multiple step directions, or things like that could be a language problem specifically. I didn't know what to look for when it came to language again until I moved into the special education setting. That's where I learned a lot of this. So again, the biggest roadblock I see is general ed teachers don't have the training. They even though they're on the front lines and they are going to be our biggest asset with finding these problems, they're not trained. So we need to do better about training our general ed teachers so that we can refer students, because with speech language issues, early intervention is key. It will make a huge difference. The earlier the child is diagnosed and receives help, the better off the child will be. Thank you for listening.